Okay, let's unpack this. In a world that feels like it's perpetually sprinting forward, obsessed with the next big tech breakthrough, hyper-individualism, and, climbing every conceivable ladder, how is it that a community choosing to deliberately opt out of so much of what defines modern life is not just surviving, but actually flourishing?
It's a fascinating paradox, isn't it? A
Mm,
society that deliberately slows down, embraces tradition, limits technology, yet exhibits this really remarkable resilience.
yeah, exactly. Welcome to the deep dive, where we sift through the noise to bring you the signal. You've sent us some incredible insights from the enduring ways of the Amish, and our mission today is to extract those core nuggets of wisdom and surprising facts. We're embarking on a journey to understand their remarkable resilience and the profound principles that guide their lives, connecting it all back to your desire for quick, thorough knowledge, getting to the heart of the topic.
And what's fascinating here is how these different aspects of their life, from governance to education to economy, they all connect. They form this remarkably coherent and, well, successful culture. We won't just be looking at what they do, but really diving into why it matters. Hopefully uncovering some powerful aha moment.
Right, moments that might challenge our own assumptions.
Exactly. Our goal is to see how their distinct choices shape their society, economy, culture,
Yeah.
and maybe what broader lessons we might draw about community purpose, balance.
Without, of course, advocating for an Amish lifestyle ourselves, just understanding.
Precisely. Understanding the choices and the outcomes.
Okay, let's dive right into what makes the Amish a truly counter-modern success story. And let's start with something truly astonishing: their population dynamics.
Hmm.
In an age where many developed societies are worrying about declining birth rates, aging populations, you hear these dire predictions sometimes.
Yeah, population collapse theories and all that.
Right, but the Amish, they are experiencing a population boom.
It's incredible. Their numbers are expanding rapidly, almost doubling every 20 years or so.
That is a striking demographic anomaly, a really vibrant contrast to the mainstream narrative. So what does that tell us? What does it tell us about their approach to life?
Well, if we connect this to the bigger picture, their demographic success isn't just a number. It's, uh, it's a powerful indicator of profound cultural resilience and a stark counterpoint to a lot of modern anxieties.
It really suggests that a culture built on, exceptionally strong community bonds, clear values, and this intentional separation,
The separation is key.
that it can achieve a level of self-perpetuation and growth that many more advanced, tech-saturated societies are struggling with.
It's almost like their refusal to embrace modernity fully, rather than hindering them, actually seems to be foundational to their growth and vitality. It's quite counterintuitive.
So it's not just high birth rates, though that's part of it, right?
Oh, absolutely. Large families are the norm, often averaging, 5 to 10 children. That directly contributes. But critically, their low outmigration rate is just as important, maybe even more so in some ways.
Ah, so young people aren't leaving.
Well, not in large numbers. Unlike many traditional communities where the younger generation moves away for opportunities, a significant majority, often around 85, maybe 90% of Amish young people, choose to remain. They stay within their community after Rumspringa, that period of adolescence and exploration.
Which is really a testament to the pull, the support system of Amish life.
Exactly. It provides this clear sense of belonging, purpose, and practical integration right from childhood. They grow up with defined roles, strong social ties, understanding how their labor contributes.
So the outside world, for all its glitter, maybe feels less appealing in the long run.
For many of them, yes. The known structure and support outweigh the unknowns.
And those foundational principles, those are really what set them apart, guiding everything.
Absolutely. We're talking about core values like family, humility, simplicity, and faith. These are bedrock.
Even though there are, over 3 dozen distinct Amish groups
Yeah.
with slightly different roles?
Yes, there's variation. But these core tenets, family, humility, simplicity, faith, they're absolutely universal across all groups. And these aren't just abstract ideas. They're enshrined in their unwritten code of conduct, the Ordnung.
The Ordnung,
Right.
that governs everything.
Pretty much. It's passed down, debated, sometimes updated by the community leaders and members. It's like their living constitution. It guides dress codes, technology use, social interactions, ensuring uniformity and adherence to their collective identity.
Imagine a life where standing out is actually seen as a negative. The sources mention this discouragement of seeking attention or flaunting wealth.
That's a huge contrast to modern culture, isn't it? Where individual achievement and public recognition are off the goal.
Totally.
For the Amish, humility is a profound spiritual virtue. It reflects their belief in placing God and community above the individual.
So this discouragement of, let's call it individualistic flaunting, it directly reinforces community cohesion.
Absolutely. It creates a powerful social glue. If someone were to continuously violate these shared norms, they could face shunning or maidan.
Shunning, that sounds harsh.
It is serious, a temporary excommunication. But it's not meant as permanent punishment. It's more like a profound wake-up call. The goal is to prompt repentance, bring the individual back into alignment with community values. It's about maintaining that shared identity, not celebrating personal ambition if it disrupts the collective good.
So it's restorative in intent anyway.
That's the idea, yes.
Yeah.
It underscores that for them, Christianity is central, placing God and community above the self.
And this emphasis on the collective, it extends to how they handle conflict too.
Profoundly. Another universal is forgiveness and absolute pacifism. Violence, retaliation, strongly rejected.
And that's not just a rule on paper.
No, it's a foundational ethos. It shapes every interaction, every decision. It promotes harmony from within. Think about the societal impact of that deeply ingrained commitment to nonviolence.
It must create a lot of internal peace, stability.
It does. It minimizes internal conflict and allows energy to be directed towards, well, communal building rather than fighting or disputes. When disagreements do arise, they're typically resolved internally through mediation by church leaders, focusing on reconciliation, not punishment.
And this pacifism has deep roots.
Oh yes, very deep. It stems from their Anabaptist heritage back in the Reformation. They advocated for non-resistance and separation from the state. For the Amish today, that means refusing military service, refusing to hold public office, or even engaging in litigation.
So they avoid lawsuits.
Generally, yes.
Yeah.
They typically opt for settlement or arbitration rather than adversarial court battles, even if it means sometimes bearing a loss. This consistent application of pacifism creates a predictable, secure environment within their communities. It fosters trust and mutual support.
Which feels pretty rare these days.
It certainly stands out. And their response to external violence, historically, has also been one of non-resistance and forgiveness. It shows how deep that value runs.
It really does make you think, okay, shifting gears slightly. How are their communities governed and educated? It seems like another area where tradition meets some maybe surprising practicalities.
It is, and again, it's all rooted in the Ordnung and their core beliefs.
So leadership selection. This is fascinating. They elect leaders.
Yes, a bishop, ministers, a deacon,
Yeah.
nominated by the community.
But then they let chance decide the final roles through a random draw.
That's right. It's a truly remarkable blend, isn't it? Part democratic nomination, part divine intervention, as they see it.
It really emphasizes that deep faith and humility, trusting God to make the final assignment.
Exactly. The community nominates individuals they see as spiritually mature and capable. But the ultimate choice is left to God, removing human ambition.
How does that process actually work?
Well, it's designed quite deliberately to eliminate politicking, personal ambition, that sort of jostling for power. After prayer and reflection, the names of the nominees are put into Bibles or hymnals. One is randomly selected, often by a child, or through a lottery system.
Wow.
And the person chosen is seen as having been called by God to serve, not just elected by votes. This divine sanction gives their leadership immense authority and acceptance.
It fosters unity, not competition. Because who argues with God's will?
Precisely. And these leaders then oversee technology use, worship services, all major community decisions, making sure everything aligns with the Ordnung.
What are the specific roles?
The bishop is the primary spiritual leader, has the highest authority, guides spiritually, enforces the Ordnung. Ministers help the bishop, mainly preaching and counseling. And the deacon manages communal aid, looking after the poor, the sick, handling practical support.
And these aren't paid jobs.
No, they're callings of service, which again reinforces humility and selflessness.
And worship happens in homes.
Typically, yes. Every other Sunday, rotating among member homes. It emphasizes simplicity and the centrality of community life rather than needing formal church buildings. Faith is lived within the home and community.
Okay, now education. This is often a point of surprise for outsiders.
Definitely.
Stopping formal school at 8th grade. It sounds pretty radical to many of us.
It does, but for them, it's about preparing for their world, not our world. It's very focused.
Focused on practical skills, communal integration, not abstract knowledge or individual academic achievement.
Exactly. The sources detail that schooling concludes at 8th grade. The focus shifts entirely to skills essential for Amish life. Classes are often in one-room schoolhouses, taught by young unmarried women from the community.
So the teachers embody and transmit the values too.
Right. And while about 10% might attend public schools, maybe where no Amish schools available, they still stop at 8th grade.
It's that philosophy of just enough education to get by, isn't it? Rejecting what they see as unnecessary intellectual ambition.
Yes. Or exposure to ideas that might challenge their core values. It really makes you question the purpose of education itself.
How so?
Well, they've tailored it very precisely. They've distilled it down to what's directly applicable to their way of life. They prioritize community integration and practical living over, say, individualistic academic pursuits.
What does a curriculum look like then?
Basic reading, writing, arithmetic, German for worship, and older texts. And then essential vocational skills for boys, homemaking for girls. It ensures children learn what's needed to sustain their community farming, carpentry, homemaking, business, family life.
Rather than preparing them for careers that would mean leaving.
Exactly. It's a powerful cultural safeguarding mechanism. Limiting formal education reduces exposure to worldly influences, prevents intellectual pride as they see it, and ensures children grow up to be capable, contributing members of their society.
All guided by Ordem.
Yes. Ensuring knowledge serves their way of life, reinforces simplicity, avoids the pressures and distractions of higher ed and mainstream careers.
And that same intentionality, that Ordnung-guided approach, extends right into their homes and how they use technology.
Absolutely.
They're not anti-technology, but profoundly choosy.
That's the perfect word for it. Choosy.
Amish houses, from the outside, might look like traditional American homes. Clean, well-kept. But inside, no grid electricity. They rely on alternatives: gas, wood, solar, even compressed air.
Yes. Quite ingenious solutions. Gas lamps instead of electric bulbs, gas refrigerators, air-powered washing machines, clotheslines instead of electric dryers.
It's like a masterclass in living intentionally off-grid, balancing utility with their principles.
Exactly. Community, humility, separation from the mainstream culture.
Yeah.
Those are the driving forces.
So this selective approach, it's not about rejecting innovation entirely.
Not at all. It's about critically evaluating technology's potential impact on community bonds, on spiritual life.
What are the criteria they use? How do they decide?
It's often debated within communities, guided by the Ordnung. They ask specific questions. Does this tech promote pride or vanity? Does it foster idleness, make life too easy, undermining the work ethic? Does it weaken family or community ties by encouraging individualism?
Does it lead to too much contact with the world? Expose them to undesirable influences? Is it a necessity or just a luxury?
Right, those kinds of questions.
So like owning a car is out.
Generally prohibited, yes, because it allows easy travel far from home, which could weaken local community ties and increase outside exposure.
And telephones.
Sometimes used for business, but often communal. You might see a small shanty at the end of a lane with a phone. That prevents calls intruding into the family home, keeps it somewhat separate from private life.
Gas lamps over electric lights, that's not just about the grid.
No, electric lights are seen as a gateway to other worldly conveniences like TVs, computers, the internet, things viewed as spiritually detrimental.
But air-powered washing machines or gas stoves are often okay.
Often, yes, because they increase efficiency in necessary household tasks without connecting them to the grid or promoting those individualistic tendencies.
And the decision is communal.
Yes, usually involving discussion and a vote among church members, reflecting their collective governance.
And those large open spaces in homes for church services, that really shows where priorities lie.
It really does.
Yeah.
Right at the heart of community and faith. These aren't just architectural features, they're functional symbols. They reinforce that faith is lived daily, in the home, with homes serving as gathering places for worship, meals, social events, cementing bonds.
It's truly a masterclass in intentional living. Every choice reinforces that cohesive identity. Okay, let's talk economy. Work ethic. Interactions with the outside world like tourism.
Another fascinating area.
Talk about entrepreneurial success. They were traditionally farmers, but now...
Many have diversified, yes. Facing rising land costs, growing population, they've adapted. Now they run incredibly successful businesses: carpentry, construction, tourism, crafts, furniture, lots of things.
And the sources say some become millionaires.
They do. Some Amish entrepreneurs achieve significant wealth.
But, and this is key, it's never flaunted. That would be prideful, against their values.
Absolutely. A huge tension there between success and humility.
And that business success rate, 90%. That's staggering compared to, what, 35% for mainstream businesses?
It is extraordinary. So what's driving that in a supposedly old-fashioned economy?
Yeah, what can mainstream businesses learn?
Well, their success isn't just hard work, though that's huge. It's deeply integrated with their social fabric and spiritual beliefs. It's a whole ecosystem.
What are the factors?
Okay, first, that strong family and community support. It's a massive advantage. It's not just moral support. It's reliable labor, capital, mentorship, all built in. Families pool resources, communities offer interest-free loans.
Like an internal investment fund.
Exactly. Apprenticeships are common.
Yeah.
It provides a crucial safety net, reducing startup risks enormously.
Okay, what else?
Second, minimal living costs. There's simple lifestyle, self-sufficiency, lower overheads, less financial pressure. No big mortgages, car payments, high utility bills. Profits can be reinvested or saved much more easily.
Makes sense.
Third, that extreme work ethic. Ingrained from childhood, diligent, persistent effort. Employees are often family or community members, invested, reliable, skilled.
And finally,
And maybe most profoundly, this deep commitment to high-quality goods. They see it as glorifying God.
craftsmanship as a spiritual imperative.
Yes, shoddy work would be disrespectful. It's an ethical and spiritual motivator for excellence.
So they build things to last, use traditional methods, quality materials.
Which naturally leads to products and services that are durable, reliable, highly valued, builds an incredible reputation for trust and integrity.
It's a holistic approach, leveraging community, ethics, values for economic advantage, often in niche markets where quality is key.
Precisely. Like handcrafted goods or specialized construction.
And that work ethic you said starts in childhood.
Oh, yes. Woven right into the fabric of growing up.
Sources say kids start contributing tasks as young as 3.
Yes. Not exploitative labor as we might think of it, but structured integration into the family economy, instilling responsibility, contribution.
It really hammers home that core ethic. You do not deserve anything unless it's earned.
Absolutely. Feeding chickens, gardening, chores, simple crafts. They learn the value of their labor and how it helps the family and community.
But it's not all work, is it? They have recreation.
Of course. They find ways to blend play and productivity. Childhood is also for growth and social development. Kids enjoy board games, outdoor play, communal activities like quilting bees, barn raisings, sin-alongs.
Activities that often have a communal, practical element themselves.
Often, yes. Reinforcing that leisure can be purposeful and shared, strengthening bonds. This whole approach ensures children grow up deeply integrated, learning skills, feeling the satisfaction of contributing. Builds identity, purpose, belonging.
Making it less likely they'll want to leave later.
That's certainly part of the outcome. Every individual has a vital role.
It really feels like every aspect is designed to reinforce the values, the Ordnung, which brings us to their interactions with the outside world, especially tourism.
Right, a fascinating point of carefully managed cultural exchange.
It's interesting they welcome visitors, sell quilts, baked goods, crafts, run restaurants, creating this economic bridge.
It is.
Yeah.
And what's compelling is that balance they strike. Economic engagement, yes, but rigorously protecting core beliefs.
They interact, sell goods, offer experiences, but there's that strict line.
The non-negotiable boundary. Never photograph the Amish.
And that's not just a preference.
No, not at all. It's profound. Reflects deeply held humility values and religious prohibitions against graven images.
Graven images from the Bible.
Yes, the biblical injunction, interpreted broadly by them, means they typically don't pose for photographs. And it's also seen as an act of humility, avoiding anything drawing individual attention or fostering personal pride, violating the spirit of the Ordinal.
So taking a picture is seen as a direct violation, like creating an idol or seeking recognition.
Exactly. It's a powerful reminder of the sacred boundaries they maintain to preserve their identity, especially against modern norms of documentation and, well, celebrity.
So the selective engagement allows them income, interaction, but on their own terms.
Precisely. Safeguarding their spiritual and communal fabric.
Yeah.
It's deliberate cultural preservation, protecting their way of life from being eroded, even by friendly curiosity.
It shows how clear, enforced boundaries can be crucial for maintaining cultural integrity.
Definitely. In a globalized world, it's a stark example.
So wrapping this up, What does this all mean for us? This deep dive really unpacks a unique approach to flourishing,
Mhm.
showing how strong community, clear, intentional values that ordnung. It leads to incredible resilience, surprising success.
They've created this thriving society by deliberately choosing a profoundly different path, prioritizing communal good over individual ambition, intentional living over unbridled progress.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, their ways really challenge our own assumptions, don't they?
They absolutely do. Assumptions about progress, what a good life actually is, how technology serves us versus maybe dictating our lives sometimes.
They offer this powerful counter-narrative, showing there's more than one path to well-being and fulfillment.
There's selective modernism, community values, economic success from simplicity and faith. It's a valuable contrast. It prompts us to think about the long-term impacts of our own choices, individual and collective,
Maybe the most enduring lesson isn't about what they give up.
but what they fiercely protect.
Yeah. That profound sense of belonging, clear purpose, unwavering values, in a world that often feels just overwhelmed by choice and distraction.
So the question becomes, what might we gain in our own lives, our communities, by being more intentional about what we truly embrace?
And maybe more thoughtfully discerning about what we choose to leave behind.